Good afternoon. We are at the Digi.travel Conference 2015 in Athens, and we are very pleased to have with us Mrs. Mónica Clemente, Senior Manager, Innovation and Ventures and Corporate Strategy of Amadeus.
Thank you.
Mrs. Clemente, thank you very much for being with us today here, and thank you also for being a speaker at the conference.
Thanks to you.
You made a very interesting presentation, and we all learned from a number of activities of Amadeus. I would like, if we may, to focus on two parts of your presentation.
Perfect.
One being the trends that you mentioned from your observatory that you have seen. Would you be kind enough, you mentioned a number of trends, to point to us these trends and then to concentrate on the one that you think is most important for the people in the travel industry?
Okay, thanks. Okay, so the trends that we have highlighted this year as some of the most important ones that we are seeing. As I was saying in my presentation, we are not just focusing on what we see in the travel space, but also in other areas, because we see that afterwards, at some point, it's going to have an impact, or maybe has not such a big impact now, but
Yes,
we see this impact coming in the future in the area of technology and in other spaces. So the areas, the trends I was talking about, one of the first one I was mentioning is about the changing in the society. I was talking about the aging of the population. I was saying that by 2050, we estimate that over 20% of the population will be over 60 years old. So obviously, this can have very quite a few implications on the travel space in terms of what requirements these people will have, accessibility. So this is something that I think we have to think about. Of course, also the shift in the economy and the society and the growth of the population in Asia and in other areas of Middle East. This is also something to think about, and also in the kind of services that we need to provide to these people who will be also traveling even more in the future. So this is one of the trends I was talking about. Another critical trend is in the area of data. All the data that we see, big data, wearables, Internet of Things, Internet of Everything. So all these elements that can help us, if used in the right manner, to propose the right products and services to the traveler, not even on the booking, not only the booking on the shopping part, but also once they arrive at destination, to push the relevant and the contextual offer. Another important element here, very much linked to the data, is mobility. Mobile and how crucial this is becoming, and more in the future. So as I was saying before, not just for the shopping and inspiration, but also mobility implies that services and products can be pushed to the consumer at any time of in any time of the travel. So this is another important element. And then sharing economy, of course, and this is also a key theme I have seen in the conference as well, talking about hospitality, what is happening with Airbnb, and all the things that have been possible thanks to the improvement of the technology that has allowed these peer-to-peer conversations to progress and evolve, and the fact that the people is more and more interested on experiencing versus owning things, and the gradual larger number of percentage of people who is interested on renting their own goods. So this is something that we see growing and being also on the growth for the future. The last one I would like to highlight is sustainability. I have mentioned green conscious. Probably this is one of the trends that we see less in terms of profile, in terms of certain countries giving it less importance, but already 34% of the population are mentioning that they prefer to use one brand over another because they are more social or environmentally conscious.
I would like to thank you on that information. You also pointed out some specific let's say, target markets that you felt the people in the travel industry should look at that. Would you discuss for us one or two of those specific target markets that you mentioned?
Well, I mean, I think, needless to say, China is a huge market. It's growing exponentially. It's still a very closed market today, but progressively, hopefully, the economy will be more open, and this is a number of travelers that will be going anywhere, and probably they will need some extra support, for example, with language and other services or shopping. So this really opens up new opportunities that we should be thinking about. I was also mentioning Middle East as one also very interesting region. Also, for example, we see how airlines are growing in this region, the carriers, and how this region is becoming a regional hub for airlines. And these travelers also have high spending power, so I think it's also another interesting segment to be looking at.
That's very helpful. I do remember that you suggested to the audience to go into your website to take advantage of some of the reports that your observatory does. Would you tell us a couple of words about the observatory that Amadeus has?
Okay, yes, for sure, thank you. So what I was mentioning before is we have the Amadeus website in Greece, where there is a link to our observatory, where a lot of research and information regarding travelers is available, so I invite any interested to do so. And what we did is, back in 2012, we launched this idea of the Amadeus Traveler Trend Observatory, as we thought that having the traveler at the center of our products and our services was key. Even though we are a business-to-business company, we have to ensure that we provide the right solutions and we engage on the right conversation with our travel providers in order to help them and hopefully together save the future of travel.
We appreciate very much your presence and your comments. May I ask you, how do you find this year and this visit to Greece, where you have been before, of course?
No, I haven't been before.
This is your first time?
This is the first time. So I love it. I think it's a great city, full of history. People is amazing. So I'm enjoying every minute. Thanks.
Very good. We hope you have a good time and you find some time to visit the sites as well.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
We are very pleased to have had a chance to have spoken with Mrs. Mónica Clemente from Amadeus.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.